Good morning, everybody. We'll call the meeting to order. And as is obvious, I am remote today. I apologize for that. There was a mix-up with doctor's appointments and whatnot, but at any rate, is my assistant chair there?
No, he is not. He's going to be about 30 minutes late. He had physical therapy this morning.
Okay. Well, then majority ranking member will get the thing started. If you'll call the meeting to order for me.
Be my pleasure. We'll call the meeting to order.
Thank you. And are there bills for introduction? No introduction of bills?
There are none for introduction. No, sir.
Okay. And is our presenter there today?
I do not see him.
All right.
No one has come forward.
Okay. Well, it appears we had some bills that we wanted to work today. Is my assistant there?
Yes, she is.
Okay, Carol. Do we have those bills ready to present?
On Tuesday, they have copies of fiscal notes, and additional information is at their desk.
We do have copies of all that.
Okay. Well, then we will move forward. I don't have them in front of me, so Majority Leader, you're going to have to bring the bills up.
Okay. House Bill 2529 on proof required for a veteran's license plate. And do we have the revisor here that can shed some light on that for us, please?
Thank you. Good morning, committee. My name is Carly Humes, and I'm from the Office of the Reviser of Statutes. House Bill 2529 would define what documentation a veteran can provide in an application for a distinctive license plate. Currently, the statute only requires proof that is satisfactory to the Division of Vehicles that the applicant is a veteran or a current member of the United States Armed Forces. House Bill 2529 would amend the statute to include veterans or current members of the United States Space Force. Additionally, House Bill 2529 would define what proof is acceptable to prove veteran status in an application. As proof of military veteran status, an applicant may provide a DD 214 form, a DD Form 2, or a Kansas driver's license with a veteran designation. House Bill 2529 would take effect upon publication in the statute book, and I'm happy to stand for questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Seeing none? Okay. Thank you for your presentation. Okay. Next order on the agenda, is that correct? is House Bill 2540.
Mr. Chairman, excuse me, do you want me to address this bill? I'm the one that introduced it, so I can go ahead and give you some more background on it if you want me to.
Go ahead.
If that's okay with you, I will basically give you some background on the 2529. This came to me from a couple of veterans in my district who had the unpleasant experience of going to the DMV to get their veterans tags and being told that they had to have a DD 214 in order to be verified as veterans. So they had to go home and dig out that document and then go back and stand in line again to get verified. So they asked if there was other ways where they could verify their being veterans without a DD 214. As you well know, as most of you well know, the DD 214 is the discharge papers given to a military member when they're discharged from service. It is a full 8x10 document that veterans normally don't carry around with them. It's usually put in a file cabinet somewhere, and in 25 years since I retired, I may have pulled one out a half a dozen times. So I went and checked with the adjutant and on Fort Leavenworth, and he said the DD2 form, the retiree form, this ID form that the military uses, would be adequate to verify that they're veterans. Also, the new Real ID driver's license, which we heard about on Tuesday, that was introduced in 2017, has the capability of putting a veteran designation on that driver's license. And to get that, you have to take a DD 214 in to get it verified. So if you have that on your driver's license already, it makes no sense. The state already has identified you as a veteran. You shouldn't have to bring in another DD 214 to get a driver's, to get a tags. You should be able to just show your driver's license with the veteran designation on it and get your tag. So this is just an update of the current statute from having to provide a DD 214 to a couple of other additional forms of identification that veterans would normally have on them all the time. So that is the reason I introduced this particular bill. I think it's a convenience to our veterans to have that capability. And I will stand for questions, Mr. Chairman, if you have any. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative French. Are there any questions? No? I have a couple of questions. Is it going to make any difference to the Kansas Department of Revenue if you're to present a driver's license with the veteran designation on it, or and I'm not quite sure, does the other DD Form 2, which is for retired personnel, is that correct? Do they or do they not require that? I mean, in lieu of this bill?
Who is they? I mean, I don't.
The Kansas Department of Revenue.
Department of Revenue is as far as getting your tags.
Right. Well,
right now, it's
would be the ultimate authority on whether those tags are issued. I'm assuming we could probably get a clarification on that from the revisers of statutes, I believe. But I was just wondering if anyone had checked with the Department of Revenue, DMV, on that procedure, if that was going to be.
I was told by the Leavenworth County Treasurer, who is in charge of providing the drivers the license plates, that they're required by this statute to have a DD 214 to verify the veteran's status. She said to change that, it would require the legislature to change the wording in the statute to have other forms of identification. And that's one of the reasons why I've submitted this bill.
Okay, so they're okay with, in lieu of a DD 214 being presented, that
If it becomes statute, yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Okay, seeing none. I think if there's no more, there is a fiscal note on this, I see. The Kansas Department of Revenue estimates that there is a negligible amount if this were to become law. So I just want to get that on the record as well. Yes, sir. Representative Cliff.
Mr. Chairman, just a point of order, since I'm new, at this point, do we have to make a motion to accept the bill or to read it in the record, or I don't know what the procedure is now?
That's correct. I want to ask if there's any more questions first, any comments, or if the revisor statute says anything additional to put in there. Okay. All right. If not, then we will go ahead and have the bill.
Mr. Chairman, I think the point of order is that we have to, if I'm correct, wait 24 hours before we vote on this. I don't think we can vote on it unless you bring up a emergency, that we have to do it today, so.
No, we're not going to vote on it today.
Okay, good.
We're just going to enter it into the record, if that's correct.
No,
Well, I don't think we're going to suspend the rules on that.
I think you just close the hearing on this bill for today, and then it is brought up later for a vote of the committee, if I'm not mistaken, so. We don't meet again, okay?
We do meet, but I think, I'm not sure that, the morning we have on Tuesday, something happens on Monday.
Can we get a clarification on that?
I believe, this is Natalie Nelson from Legislative Research. I believe that Monday deadline is just the requesting bill drafts. Committees can meet until February 21st, I believe.
I think-
So we can,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think we have plenty of time to vote on this.
All right, so the time factor is not something that we have to worry about on
I
this.
think we just have to close the hearing on this bill. This and the next bill need to be closed today, and that's all we have to do.
All right, then if there's no more discussion, we'll go ahead and close on House Bill 2529. And we will open on the next bill, which is House Bill 2540, which is a Kansas Gold Star Memorial. And do we have the revisor that could tell us a little about that, please?
House Bill 2540 would authorize the construction of a permanent memorial honoring Kansas Gold Star families on the state capitol grounds. House Bill 2540 would also establish the Kansas Gold Star Families Memorial Fund. HB 2540 would authorize the Secretary of Administration to receive monies from grants, gifts, and contributions to finance the creation and the construction of the memorial. The memorial would not require any public funds for its creation or construction. HB 2540 would also establish within the state treasury the Kansas Gold Star Families Memorial Fund. Expenditures from the fund would be made for the purpose of creating and constructing the memorial. And I'm happy to stand for questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the revisor? Representative Neely.
So one of these falls under Secretary of Administration would accept these, and then under the next one, it says that, the state treasury would do that. Are they going to coincide with each other? How are the funds? Are there going to be two separate areas that the funds are under?
Thank you for your question. No, they would work. They would go concurrently. They would work together.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Seeing none? Okay, thank you for your presentation. Do we have any other questions, comments? Representative Johnson.
Yes, in another committee, one of our bills for a bronze or silver star license plate, personalized plate has come up, and assuming that it would pass, we would possibly amend into that some of the monies from it would go to help support, as personalized tags can be designated for the money that's earned from them, but we cannot do that until that bill would be passed. So we are looking for other ways to help support this great bill.
Does the reviser have any comments on that?
No.
Short answer, no. Okay. All right, thank you. All right. Any other comments or discussion, questions? Okay. All right, seeing none, we will go ahead and enter House Bill 2540 into the record. Lonnie, are you still there?
I'm still here. Everything's going smooth.
Okay. Do you have any words of wisdom or other items that need to be brought up before the committee?
Not that I can think of right now. That was all I knew. It was going to be short this time, but I think that pretty well covers what we have for the committee, and this probably will be the last meeting as we go on the floor most every day from now on.
Representative Clark, this is Natalie Nelson, Legislative Research. I just wanted to clarify that next week, you should have until February 21st to meet as a committee. So we'll have to meet again to pass out these bills because this was just the hearing on both of them. So we haven't taken any action.
Okay.
We should be able to meet next week and the week after.
Okay. I was wrong there. I got ahead of myself, I guess. But I think with that, I don't have anything else to add. I think everything went smooth, and I appreciate Representative Weigel setting in for me. And we'll get back together again. Just watch the updates and stuff on whether or not we meet Thursday. And I guess with that, anybody else have anything that they want to add or interject into that, or any questions?
Don't see any.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
We will then go ahead and close the committee hearing. And like the chairman said, check your updates, and I'm sure Carol will send those out as they become available, correct? All right. All right. If that's all and nobody has anything else for a good committee, we'll call it closed.